So, we must ask ourselves, we must ask ourselves, what is the dictionary definition of terrorism? The systematic use of terror, especially as a means of coercion. But what is terror? According to the dictionary I hold in my hand, terror is violent or destructive acts, such as bombing, committed by groups in order to intimidate a population or government into granting their demands. So what's a terrorist?
They're calling me a terrorist, like they don't know who the terror is. When they put it on me, I tell them this: I'm all about peace and love. They're calling me a terrorist, like they don't know who the terror is. Insulting my intelligence. Oh, how these people judge.
It seems like the ragheads and packies are worrying your dad, but your dad's favourite food is curry and kebab. It's funny but it's sad how they make your mummy hurry with her bags, rather read the Sun and study all the facts. Tell me, what's the bigger threat to human society? BAE systems or homemade IEDs, remote control drones, killing off human lives, or man with homemade bomb committing suicide? I know you were terrified when you saw the towers fall. It's all terror, but some forms are more powerful. It seems nuts. How could there be such agony when more Israelis die from peanut allergies? It's like the definition didn't ever exist. I guess it's all just dependent who your nemesis is. Irrelevant how eloquent the rhetoric peddler is. They're telling fibs, now tell us who the terrorist is.
They're calling me a terrorist, like they don't know who the terror is. When they put it on me, I tell them this: I'm all about peace and love. They're calling me a terrorist, like they don't know who the terror is. Insulting my intelligence. Oh, how these people judge.
Lumumba was democracy, Mossadegh was democracy, AND was democracy. Hypocrisy, it bothers me. Call you terrorists if you don't wanna be a colony. Refuse to bow down to a policy of robbery. It's terrorism, my lyrics. When more Vietnam vets killed themselves after the war than died in it. This is very basic. One nation in the world has over 1,000 military bases. They say it's religion when clearly it isn't. It's not just Muslims that oppose your imperialism. It's Hugo Chavez a Muslim? Nah, I didn't think so. Is Castro a Muslim? Nah, I didn't think so. It's like the definition didn't ever exist. I guess it's all just dependent who your nemesis is. Irrelevant how eloquent the rhetoric peddler is. They're telling fibs, now tell us who the terrorist is.
They're calling me a terrorist, like they don't know who the terror is. When they put it on me, I tell them this: I'm all about peace and love. They're calling me a terrorist, like they don't know who the terror is. Insulting my intelligence. Oh, how these people judge. You think that I don't know, but I know. You think that we don't know, but we know.
Was building 7 terrorism, was now no thermite terrorism. Diego Garcia was terrorism. I am conscious, the conscious were terrorism. Phosphorus that burns hands, that is terrorism. Erdogan and Stern gang, that was terrorism. What they did in Hiroshima was terrorism. What they did in Fallujah was terrorism. Mandela, ANC, they call terrorism. Jerry Adams, IRA, they call terrorism. Eric Prince, Blackwater was terrorism. Oklahoma, McVeigh, that was terrorism. Everyday USA, that is terrorism. Everyday UK, that is terrorism.
Every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. Yeah. You think that we don't know what we do.
Little man never did exams, got a particular bigger plan, flipping grams when a bigger man in his gang gave him a stick to bang. Or maybe just hokers, no one thought he would kill a man till he caught a silly Billy villain chilling in the jam, sipping sham, spliff in his hand, triggered in the jam. Bang, bang, biddy, bang, biddy, biddy, bang, now he's in the camp. The camp, what a pity fan, rappers are yapping and flapping their lips about how they're packing and clapping their sticks. Has to be big, the impact it has on the kids. Tell me where the factory is, the government killed it just stacking their chips. You wonder why the youth them are strapped and they're pissed. If not a nine, it's a knife getting jabbed in your roof. People die for the petrol and gas and our whip. In London, you can get shanked in the heart, still the government put more tax in the rock. Ignorant little spitters are talking greasy, cause they bitten bits that they saw on TV. If all you rap about is the holes on the dope, it's already too late, you sold them, you sold. You jokers, act like you know but you don't, cause there's little kids dying all over the globe.
My lights out on nights out, but days in spent blazing. Didn't tell me to navigate ways in the mazes. A white out, it's right out, amazing to think. Now let the revolutionary sing. Stand up for your rights and fight for revolution. Free your mind and so ignite the Constitution. Cause they're killing us all. They're killing us all.
Revolution is needed, the truth, I speak it. If I gave you food for thought, would you eat it? I don't really know, it's silly though, cause if I promo your product in my video, then you give me gold just to act cool. But if I chat sense, it's whack fools, act all backwards and blackpool. Big time pricks wanna kill our music bit by bit. Take a look at the 696, is it Armageddon or the start of recession? The architect said we're far from the essence. We know the answers but aren't asking the questions. All the past lessons, we can't just forget them. Sheep MPs are like weak MCs, say they won't stop till we get free. Probably too busy playing on your PS3, wanna see the VMPEMD. Just as on the net, the names ain't hidden. Wanna vacate these race hate villains, alienate these snakes and change Great Britain. Cause I love music but I hate racism. Quick to get a knife and stick it in your brother. Think you're tougher but still you're gonna suffer. Tears in the eyes of what you did to your mother. How we gonna fight back?
They used to put my lights out on nights out, but days in spent blazing. Didn't tell me to navigate ways in the mazes. A white out, it's right out, amazing to think. Now let the revolutionary sing. Stand up for your rights and fight for revolution. Free your mind and so ignite the Constitution. Cause they're killing us all. They're killing us all. Stand up for your rights and fight for revolution. Free your mind and so ignite the Constitution. Cause they're killing us all. They're killing us all.
As you prepare your breakfast, think of others. Do not forget to feed the pigeons. As you wage your wars, think of others. Do not forget those who fight for peace. As you pay your water bill, think of others, those who are nursed by clouds. As you return home to your home, think of others. Do not forget the people of the camps. As you sleep and count the stars, think of others, those who have nowhere to sleep. As you liberate yourself with metaphors, think of others, those who have lost their right to speak. As you think of others far away, think of yourself and say, if only I were a candle in the night.
This is for Palestine and Quds, the capital Jerusalem. Unarmed people marching to the wall and they're shooting them. Suppression is a question, resistance is the answer. Long live Palestine, long live Gaza. Palestine and Quds, the capital Jerusalem. Unarmed people marching to the wall and they're shooting them. Suppression is a question, resistance is the answer. Long live Palestine, long live Gaza.
All you see is war every time you turn your head at night. Bloodshed on the floor. Mother cries, who cries for her this time? There's truth between these walls. See the lies between the lines they hide. Where's the bullets coming from? From the tyrants dressed in our disguise.
I'm a rider till the end, even if I got to push back for all my friends. Cause you know that I'm a fighter, let me see a lighter. And we not gonna stop the Palestine is free. But still you know that I'm a rider ride until the end, even if I gotta push back for all my friends. Cause you know that I'm a fighter, let me see a lighter, and we're not gonna stop till Palestine is free.
Taught to not love, taught to be blind, taught to not care. Tell me what's real, borderlines, military despair. How to exist if there's no rights to be human in fear? And if you take away your home, where's the heart supposed to live? Taught to not love, taught to be blind, taught to not care. Tell me what's real, borderlines, military despair. How to exist if there's no rights to be human in fear? And if you take away your home, where's the heart supposed to live?
We, my people, long live Palestine. We will never let you go.
Sing it with me now. Free, free Palestine. 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 Free, free
If
Palestine.
Ibrahim or Bouthoureya could resist without a wheelchair, 10-year challenge, tell Regev we are still here. And tell that killer Netanyahu he should feel fear. The old live through us and guarantee the children will care. Criminal, not invincible, and you know it. Sarmadoon still sitting in their stoic. May not feel us with you when you listen to our poems. You inspire humanity, your resistance is heroic regardless of talk. Here's time we answer the call. Through your strength of spirit you provide example for all. How to live, how to love when attacked from the clouds above. Loud and clear the songs you sung can't be drowned by the sound of guns. Won't just watch your tragic times through a satellite dish. The least that we can give you is an anthem like this. They panic tried to analyze and sanitize this, but we love you more than ever still. Palestine lives.
We, my people, long live Palestine. We will never let you go.
Sing it with me now. Free, free Palestine. 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 Free, free Palestine.
No change, no, run away, away. All the hate to face, oh. Time to change this state, oh. No change, no, run away, away. Oh. All the hate to face, oh. Time to change this state, oh. No change, no. Continuing oppression of the Palestinians, encircling of the people of Gaza, the killing of civilians, the burning of homes, the daily oppression, the theft of land, the apartheid system in the West Bank, where there are two road systems, and I've been, and I'm sure you have, and you see the Israeli road, you see like a spanking new highway with just the settler cars going backwards and forwards. Then you see the old Palestinian roads, and it's clearly it's people living under two sets of laws. It's an apartheid system. So all this is being uncovered, and the boycotts and divestment and sanctions campaign, which I support, and I'm sure many other people do, as a peaceful protest against the Israeli oppression. Support groups have got to keep proclaiming the rights of the Palestinians are the right to return, the right to their homeland, really. And the theft of land is Israel is breaking international law. It is breaking the Geneva Convention.
These times are coming. We told you about them, but you motherfuckers was sleeping. Now you gotta wake up.
The time has come. Low key.
Yeah,
Immortal technique.
Harlem, motherfucker. We here.
Let's make history. From West End to the West Bank, I write righteous rhymes with my right and wrestle the devil with my left hand. Never worked for a Zionist, never been a yes man. My art is like Rembrandt painting pictures of death camps. The average person is allergic to the words of wisdom. This is for everyone of Saddam's Kurdish murder victims and all the pure souls that never had the chance to speak. Truth pumps in my arteries and causes my heart to beat. For soldiers haunted and tortured by guilty memories who realize too late to reveal their real enemy. It's all dead wrong. For every victim of racist persecution from Auschwitz to Hebron, my words may sting cowards. For people that were atomized by the third mate in the Twin Towers. Those living through the wars ask me what I do this for. Put the world in its place before it puts you in yours. You can try to avoid us, but it's pointless. You can never avoid the voices of the voiceless.
Take our freedom, take our pride. Come one day we will provide.
You can try to avoid us, but it's pointless. You can never avoid the voices of the voiceless.
Keep my third eye hidden under my New York fitted. A crazy unmarried man that deserves to be committed. The future is encrypted in my troubled lyrics. Dream that I've been somewhere for weeks and wake up in a couple minutes. Sweat dripping with visions of population control. Thoughts overflowing my world like the melting of the North Pole. My people are targeted by military crack committees, so I'm bucking at the feds like natives in Rapid City. Reality savage. My words are like a riot in Paris. The voice of the voiceless. That voice is social imbalance, so stand stronger. Sit harder in your mental palace. Blinded inside the kingdom, united to its old habits. Middle passage coming, war chant, African drumming, Gatling gun humming, rapid fire mechanism, reckless living that checks the rhythm of perfectionism. Slave condition while you singing God save the system.
You can try to avoid us, but it's pointless. You can never avoid the voices of the voiceless.
Take our freedom, take our pride. Come one day we will provide.
You can try to avoid us, but it's pointless. You can never avoid the voices of the voiceless. Detain my body, but you can't imprison my mind. If it's my time, I'll probably die with my fist in the sky. These are the thoughts of a man who can't escape from his coma. Cries of a young virgin girl who got raped by them soldiers.
Birthing a screaming bastard post-colonial nation, subject to childhood diseases, famine, war, and inflation. Education molded you into your master's image, and you forgot who the fuck you were before the war was
You're
finished.
hearing the ghosts of Nagasaki, you're hearing Hiroshima. Beautiful babies being born with the weirdest features. You might never see me in the chart, but inshallah my seed can see peace in Iraq.
But peace and freedom can never be given. That's historically forbidden, cause only collision is the recipe, changing the course of destiny. So I'm strapping weaponry, cause the government don't give a fuck about protecting me.
You can try to avoid us, but it's pointless. You can never avoid the voices of the voiceless.
Take our freedom, take our pride. Come one day we will provide.
You can try to avoid us, but it's pointless. You can never avoid the voices of the voiceless. This is for Palestine, Ramallah, West Bank, Gaza. This is for the child that is searching for an answer. Wish I could take your tears and replace them with laughter. Long live Palestine, long live Gaza. Palestine, Ramallah, West Bank, Gaza. This is for the child that is searching for an answer. Wish I could take your tears and replace them with laughter. Long live Palestine. While we listen to tunes made by ignorant fools, Israel blocked the UN from delivering food. They bring in the troops and you won't even glimpse of the news. They make money off the products that we're quick to consume. And it's not simply a question of differing views. Forget emotions, this is facts. What I spit is the truth. Makes no difference if you're a Christian or if you're a Jew. They're just people living in different conditions to you. They still die when you bomb their schools, mosques and hospitals. It's not because of rockets, please God, can you stop this all? I'm not related to the strangers on the TV, but I relate, cause those strangers could have been me. Words could never ever explain the raw tragedy. It's not a war, they're just murdering more rapidly, and we are automatically supporting pure savagery. Imagine how you feel if this was your family. Sing it with me now. Free, free Palestine. is in my heart forever. We stand for peace, times of war, we shan't surrender. Remember, it didn't start in this dark December. Every coin is a bullet if you're Marks and Spencer. And when you're sipping Coca-Cola, that's another pistol in the holster of them soulless soldiers. You say you know about the Zionist lobby, but you put money in their pocket when you're buying their coffee. Talking about revolution sitting in Starbucks. The fact is, that's the type of thinking I can't trust, let alone even start to respect. Before you talk, learn the meaning of that scarf on your neck. Forget Nestle, Obama promised Israel 30 billion over the next decade. They're trigger happy and they're crazy. Think about that when you're putting Huggies nappies on your baby.
Now, free, free Palestine, 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 free, free Palestine.
This is not just a war over stolen land. Why do you think little boys are throwing stones at tanks? And we'll never really know how many people are dead. They drop bombs on innocent girls while they sleep in their bed. Don't get offended by facts, just try and listen. Nothing is more anti-Semitic than Zionism. So please don't bring bad vibes when you speak to me. There's plenty of rabbis that agree with me. It's your choice what you do with this message, don't get it confused. I view this from a human perspective. How many more resolutions have to be violated? How many more children have to be annihilated? Israel is a terror state, they're terrorists that terrorize. I testify my television, televise them telling lies. This is not a war, it is systematic genocide. But whatever they try, Palestine will never die.
Now, free, free Palestine, 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 free, free Palestine.
This is for Palestine, Ramallah, West Bank, Gaza. This is for the child that is searching for an answer. Wish I could take your tears and replace them with laughter. Long live Palestine, long live Gaza. Palestine, Ramallah, West Bank, Gaza. This is for the child that is searching for an answer. Wish I could take your tears and replace them with laughter. Long live Palestine, long live Gaza.
My God. Okay. So we are, I guess, somewhat live. Fucking that song sounds like it's talking about now. Blocking aid from the UN, bombing Palestine. It's 11-year-old song. And it's like, he's got like fucking 14-year-old songs like this. I'm finding some song from the 70s talking about this shit. We really got to straighten our act together when it comes to standing in solidarity with Palestine. Imperial Core is not doing enough, and I am gonna keep moaning about it until shit changes, as well as doing what I can. Um, I need to edit together the footage from Trans Pride. We got a bit of a deaf to the IDF on the go. Uh, I've been trying for like a couple minutes before I got the clip to get people to do it, and barely any, no, I wasn't getting any bites, and then I got loads of people going straight in for it. I was like, yo, let's go, my people, my people. But yeah, um, this is a bit of a weird one because I've always thought I would just avoid the Jubilee things like the plague. There's not really much to be gained from a lot of this shit. Um, I think the thing that really caught my eye and made me actually sit and watch one of them was Sam Cedar's one, where they got all these reactionaries, even like a reactionary, like one of those like LGB alliance type fucking gays. Like it was already a show that they were either doing one of two things: a very liberal lack of vetting, or they're outright looking for the most reactionary people and an actual prominent reactionary people when they are pitching a leftist, especially a minority, against the far right. And it'll always be like far right Republicans or something vague like that. And I know Republicans mean Nazi now, but like a lot of like normie libs might not. It's a bait and switch situation where it's like they're coming in expecting maybe slightly saucy racism and just like a complete negligence for like reasonable economics. Um, when instead it's more of the fascist thing of trying to seem incredibly reasonable on economics and then being freakishly racist and sexist. You know, not just the more like passing supremacism that like maybe people expect more so from liberal Republicans. Uh you know, the fucking we gotta reach over the aisle to the moderate Republicans. I think that thing, the funniest part was they didn't even actually reach out to the moderate Republicans. Cheney literally started the fucking theorem that put Trump in the position of power he is in now. I doubt Dick is like that fucking annoyed that Trump is finishing the job. And Linda can fuck off.
Yeah, I mean they appealing to moderate Republicans. It's like it's. I mean the Bush Cheney regime was horrible. Like they tried to ban. I mean they tried to ban stem cell research. For God's sakes. I mean Cheney literally ran on a
No, I mean, they
with
did manage to ban stem cell research. I mean, they managed to
yeah.
keep some of it legal, but no, there was a successful ban on stem cell research that knocked the research back by about 20 years because it made it so that you could not do any stem cell experimentation on a human. And I think there was even limitations on using human zygotes for stuff like that. Like they were putting in loads of Christian, like fucking genetic shit like, the body's sacred. It's like we're gonna fucking end dissections or some shit next.
And then he ran with um Samuel Alito. They came
Oh
up
my
with this
god.
what was it, the what was it, the unitary principle
Well,
about the
Alito is
executive branch.
Yeah, the
well, Alito's
unitary
on the
executive
Supreme
theory.
Court. Is the interesting thing.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah, they,
Alito has been one of Trump's greatest assets.
yeah.
But
And the unitary executive theory is a theory that the president and the vice president of the United States have sole authority over the executive branch. And they also came up with the theory that the vice president, since they are both in the legislative branch, because they do technically have that tie-breaking vote in the Senate, and they're also part of the executive, that they're not bound by either the executive or legislative branch. They are their own independent thing with their own vast powers.
yeah,
It's it's wild. So this kind of shit set the stage for what we're dealing with now.
well, I wouldn't say it set the
Yeah,
stage because the stage was already being set by Reagan. I would say it was setting up the act. The stage was already set. They just needed to get into act.
Yeah.
Alright. So this is Mehdi Hassan on Surrounded. And so remember what the two stipulations were. Either oh, am I using my index finger first? Either they are like fucking unknowing liberals and aren't vetting people, Otherwise, they are purposefully picking fascists. Does anyone recognize anyone in the circle? Possibly on the left. Because I would keep a certain lassie that we are familiar with on the Jubilee thing. Because I saw the Sam Cedar one. She was on there. She was a white nationalist. She works for fucking not Breitbart, but one of those like fucking outlets. Some dickhead. I can't remember his name. But like, what's it? The fact that she's there again doesn't tell me they're vetting for you know, like people to be decent or whatever, but that doesn't tell me they're not vetting, because I would actually argue that she's a great argument to say that they are going out of their way to find fucking Nazi crazy motherfuckers. Like, there's no like on the fenceness with some of these people, but then when they do the other way, where it's like Charlie Kirk versus like people who are like just average like college people, like Charlie Kirk versus 20 women, and they just didn't ask for women to come get involved. But then when it comes to this one, it's like, I mean, I could believe that somehow the whole aggregate was just the most white supremacist motherfuckers ever, but like they got 20 people and like they were basically all in unison. Fucking, I won't spoil it too much. We'll get into it. Ugh, fuck me. Oh, I don't care, TikTok. Go away. Fucking notifications.
My family lineage is settlers from the 1500s.
Colonialists.
Yeah,
You
colonials.
don't look
yeah.
very Native American to me.
I am Native American. Whites
not.
are Native Americans. What are
Sorry,
you talking about?
you're not.
What are you talking about?
You're a little bit more than a far-right Republican.
Hey, what can I say?
I think you could say I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am.
Listen to me. I am an immigrant. I'm speaking from personal experience.
Get the hell out.
I don't even like... I should get the hell out.
Yes.
Why?
I don't want you here.
I'm Mehdi Hassan. I'm a journalist. I'm the editor of Zeteo. And today I'm surrounded by 20 far-right conservatives. My first claim is Donald Trump is pro-crime and pro-criminal.
That's such a fucking lib question. Maddie.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Mehdi.
I would just like to ask, what makes someone pro-crime versus, anti-crime?
I think when you're soft on criminals, when you let criminals out of prison, when you pardon people who've assaulted police officers, you're pro-criminal. Donald Trump pardoned almost 1,600 people who were involved in January the 6th. I think 600 of them had been charged with assaulting a police officer or obstructing a police officer. 170 had pled guilty to assaulting a police officer. 70 had pled guilty to assault with a deadly weapon. J.D. Vance said, we're not going to pardon the violent criminals from January 6th. Donald Trump pardoned all of them. Are you okay with that?
I would say January 6th is a very special case. I would say it's almost a climax point in history. I would just phrase the question this way. Right now in the LA protests, if they were to, just for example, they were to rush the capital of LA, I mean, they'd have to move over all the homeless people living in tents on the steps of the Capitol. But if they were managed to get into the Capitol and they were just protesting, peacefully, let's say police officers were rushing them in. They were letting them in and saying, hey, you guys can go in, like we have many testimonies that say.
What about the violent ones, though?
Okay, violent ones like
Like a man named David Dempsey, a judge, a Reagan-appointed judge, sentenced him to 20 years in prison. He stomped on police officers' heads. The judge said his conduct was exceptionally egregious. He attacked police officers with flagpoles and pepper spray. Donald Trump pardoned him. There's a man named Daniel Rodriguez. He got 12 years in prison for taking a stun gun and tasing a police officer in the neck and giving him a heart attack. The judge said he was a one-man army of hate. Donald Trump pardoned him. Does that not make Trump pro-criminal?
I recognize
violent criminals out of prison?
I would say no, it doesn't make him pro-criminal.
You're okay with that?
I did not say that. I said that one pardon against somebody.
It was 1,600 pardons.
And so, like, what's I remember him going on about all these like main figures and all the fucking things with them, and they are like it these stipulations are vague here. Like because he's just talking crimes, he's talking pure statistics about these guys. Like really the Nazi alarm bells, I can't believe there's still people that haven't got them going off, or people that want to dismiss that kind of thing. They should be like firmly ringing for people right now at this point, you know? Like fucking like one like Mandem fucking like Random got 12 years in prison and he got pardoned for it. You got to think about all the people of color that got like fucking 7 to 12 years in prison because they got an 8 for marijuana on them. That was personal for smoking. So, but they're getting charged on the dealer thing because the police have found a way to stipulate that actually they are selling weed. So, like, you know, this, you know, like you be a honky, you go kill people and you go get pardoned. Oh god damn.
We
Uh,
also we also need to factor in as well that for like I think it was like at least a week or two they were going around Washington D.C. harassing black neighborhoods as well. Like prior to this,
yeah.
like
Proud Boys,
that's
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, they were doing it as well when the release was happening. Like there was a massive flood of far right people to celebrate in the streets, and they're terrorizing black neighborhood too as well.
A heart attack. The judge said he was a one-man army of hate. Donald Trump pardoned him. Does that not make Trump pro-criminal? He's letting violent criminals out of prison.
I would say no, it doesn't make him pro-criminal.
You're okay with that?
I did not say that. I said that one pardon against somebody.
It was 1,600 pardons. 600 of those were people charged
one
with...
example that you just gave me.
I can give you more. Just should I keep going?
Fine.
Shane
And I'll say the
Jenkins.
exact same thing every single time.
Then your argument will fall apart because it's not just
Go
one
for
example
it.
if I
Go
keep
for it.
going.
Go for it then.
Okay, Shane Jenkins got 7 years in prison for 9 criminal offenses, attacking police with a deadly weapon, destroying government property.
How do
Trump pardoned
pardons
him.
that probably shouldn't have happened turn into pro-crime?
So you've agreed that they shouldn't have been pardoned?
Sure, but that wasn't your claim, was January 6th. Your claim was Trump is pro-crime.
Yeah, because he pardons criminals.
Okay, I
He
would say that
pardoned
that's a
not-
fault.
Let's talk about non-January 6 people.
Okay.
He's pardoned people like Paul Walchuk recently, who took millions of dollars from his own employees, was sentenced to tax crimes, had to pay back $4 million. Trump pardoned him. He bought himself a $2 million yacht. Why is he pardoning criminals like that?
Well, I don't know. I don't think you should. I don't think really presidential pardon should be a thing at all. But I don't.
I agree.
I don't think that.
All right, pause.
That means something.
You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Thanks.
Get wrecked.
How's it going?
Hey, how's it going? Mehdi.
What is it?
Mehdi.
You're from northern UK, I guess?
I'm from London, North London.
Okay, fair enough. What's your ethnic?
I hate this. Americans. How the fuck does Mehdi sound like he's from the north? What are you smoking? Like what?
I honestly,
Yeah.
I guess.
for like a second, I thought he was being like joking, but maybe
No,
don't
no,
know.
like
They're too
like you
stupid
from
to,
North
like-
England, like fucking only Boston could believe such silly things. It's like, because I mean, like Boston's one of those places that pretends it's the only Boston. I know that Boston actually also exists in Scotland. But the well, it's actually in England, but I think I don't know. I'm not very good at geography, but fucking New England, weird place. And like, I feel like it's one of the two places an inbred like this has come from. Either you come from New England or he's from fucking some southern state that doesn't have like geography lessons. So he don't know where London is. He thinks London is in the north of England because it'd be safer there.
Yeah. I was talking with a lassie from Mississippi, and she asked me like, "Is Pennsylvania part of New England?" And I just go, time for his
I mean, I guess
geography
at
lesson.
one point it kind of was, but like, not only did those parts of Pennsylvania get taken away a bit, but then like Pennsylvania also became like really German, Irish, fucking New African, and Puerto Rican over time. So like, there's a whole lot of like cultural influences that make the place more dynamic. It's like New York. It's like New York has always kind of had a New England vibe to it, but it became more like New York City became much more Italian than English over time and stuff like that. Even though New York's one of the most English cities in all of America, historically speaking.
Yeah.
Because it's Dutch, and we know what wherever the
Yeah.
Dutch colonize, the British come, and they also colonize. It's convenient.
It's New Amsterdam. Yep.
Oh, they decided to use the more modern name this time rather than Zealand. Like, fucking pretty pulling out the wheelhouse on that one. They're like, oh no, we've already used New Amsterdam and New Netherland, New Zealand. Um, Zealand is one of the old names for Netherlands.
What about Fort Zeeland? Yeah. I am very bad at spelling.
Zealandia.
Zealandia.
That's what IA on the end would pronounce as. Yeah, like extravaganza. Or Appalachia would be the best example. Just works better with Appalachia. Appalachia is actually the name of an old ancient continent. Or ancient's not old enough of a word. Fucking Cretaceous era continent.
Ooh, that's cool.
Mm.
I'm from London, North London.
Okay, fair enough. What's your ethnic background, if you don't mind my asking?
My parents are from India.
Okay, perfect. Just getting premise here. First of all, I want to say
The premise of Donald Trump being pro-crime.
No. I want to concern myself with why you care about what's happening in the U.S. first and foremost. Secondly, I want to say this: the
Should
argument,
US
like,
should people who live in the U.S. not care about?
Let's not interrupt each other because I have this thing. Like people know, I have this thing. I have to stay calm. Okay, so here's the thing: I am happy that he released J6. In fact, so much so that I was prepared to protest if he didn't. I don't care. Foremost. Secondly, no. I want to concern myself with why you care about what's happening in the U.S. first and foremost. Secondly, I want to say this:
should people who live in the U.S. not care about?
Let's not interrupt each other because I have this thing. Like people know, I have this thing. I have to stay calm. Okay, so here's the thing: I am happy that he released J6. In fact, so much so that I was prepared to protest if he didn't. So when you say, are you okay that he's pro-crime? Sure, because you know what? We're changing the definition of what crime is, first and foremost.
You don't think stomping on police officers' heads is a crime?
I don't think it's no longer a relevant conversation anymore. You're arguing. No, it's not, because you know what? Okay, have you seen the U.S. in the last 4 or 5 years?
Yes, I've
BLM protests. Have you seen? Okay, I myself have been involved in these protests. I've seen egregious things that you couldn't even imagine.
So
being
we have no
done
rules
to conservatives. It's not about that. It's about tribal warfare. That's where we're at in the U.S. I don't know where you're at in the UK. You're from India, so I don't really.
I'm not from India.
He's from the UK.
He lives in the United States. He has lived there for like half a decade now. He was an MSNBC presenter for like fucking 4 years. And before then was a BBC presenter. Like, yeah, he lived in the UK a decade ago. My God. And he spent most of his time in the fucking Middle East doing war reporting and stuff like that. He's been reporting on the Palestinian struggle for decades now. He was reporting on the 2005 Intifada. I know that one.
It would be like if I moved to like Scotland for 10 years, would people start saying like, "Oh yeah, you're from America."
I don't know how it is in America, but over here things are different, and you wouldn't understand. That's the level of wonder he brings to the table. It's brilliant.
My parents actually are going to go to England and Scotland next year, and they said they might bring me as well. Fingers crossed.
That'd be dope.
Might have to do some visits.
Yeah, I mean, there's trains interconnect and stuff here because we have this wonderful thing called public transport.
Shame America doesn't have that.
It does, just not everywhere. We got those places too. It's just they're not often like fucking cities like you can have in America for some unknown reason why. All depends on where you're at.
Warfare. That's where we're at in the U.S. I don't know where you're at in the U.K. You're from India, so I don't really.
I'm not from India.
Oh, sorry, your parents are from India, so
I'm an American
you have
citizen.
your own stakes.
I'm an American, you know.
You're an American citizen?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know how
Yes.
you got that, but fair enough. Here's the thing.
Are you an American citizen?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But here's the
Not
thing.
sure how you got that, but okay.
Born here.
Okay.
Born here, and my family lineage is settlers from the 1500s, so I have some stake in the claim here, okay?
But you're
a little different
But you're
than
a
yours.
descendant of immigrants, settlers.
I didn't know.
Colonialists.
Yeah,
You don't
colonials.
look, you don't look
yeah.
very Native American to me.
I am Native American. Whites
not.
are Native Americans. What are you
Sorry,
talking about?
you're not.
What are you
This is
talking
an
about?
opinion that way too many white people have. And look, they got like a little white supremacists around here because whites are native. And like, it's even worse when they use the word indigenous because it's even more unambiguous. Technically speaking, Europeans could naturalize to the land that they're in, but they wouldn't be calling themselves white if that was the case. They wouldn't be killing nature if that was the case. They wouldn't be genociding the actual indigenous natives of this fucking land if that was the case, who still live, still are the rightful honors of the land. Stealing something does not make it yours. So, like, all I can think of in this whole situation uh, is like white fragility. Gets so
Yeah.
antsed when you say that they ain't native, but they don't even
Yeah.
want to do like the basic things to like naturalize to their environment in some way. And then like fucking the indigenous people who still want to engage in their cultural practices that are naturalized to the environment uh, uh, are being decimated. And it's there's the white destruction of the ecology in America has gotten to the point that in certain parts of California they started incorporating the natives and allowing them to utilize traditional burning and forest cleanup tactics that lower the rate of uh, forest fires as well as the intensity of them. It's again because those guys are indigenous and and having lived there for
Yeah.
God, like I think Homo sapiens got there like 25,000 years ago or something like that. Like there's some evidence it's just we got there like a long time ago. And they are indigenous, like Indo-indigenous. Like there isn't a people that we can think of that come before the collective of peoples that have been shuffling around that territory. Now, colonialism has gone in that region at certain points in different times in different spaces, for sure, and that's caused some shuffles about. But for the most part, you can find direct lineages for like 10,000 years to some of these places, kind of similar to like how you can directly lineage stuff back to like the Egyptian era back home here. You know, we go, "Wow, it's surprising, but really it isn't because we do this shit back over here. It's just, made to feel surprising to us because of genocide. And then also it's almost like this exoticism that we're like taught to experience with native culture where we treat it in this almost like fallacious and sexual manner.
Yeah. I was debating with a lassie about well, first she was hand wringing, pearl clutching about the Chinese Cultural Revolution. Oh, it gets worse. And then after that, we got into a debate about America. She got, kind of like offended that I brought up that America was Nazi Germany, a successful version of Nazi Germany. And she's like, I got offended by that. It's fucking wild. If you're a white person in America, and that's who this person was, and you're, doing that kind of shit, that's fucked up. Like honestly, I'm gonna get offended by you calling America Nazi Germany. It's like, okay, well then I guess, black people just need to shut up about the whole slavery thing. The natives, that whole, genocide of their culture, killing of 20, 30 million, 300 million people. I guess they just need to shut up, and just, because white moderate liberals don't like you calling their country Nazi Germany, despite the fact it was founded by white nationalists.
I mean, it's not even just liberals. I mean, it's people on the left as well, if we're honest
This
about.
is yeah, this is somebody who frames themselves
Right.
as like anti-Trump, but they
I
definitely
Yeah.
have some
I gotta speak up
reaction.
because, like, to be honest, a lot of the perspectives in the black community are actually flippant on that one. Because how is the US the successful version of Nazi Germany when their genocide happened and succeeded before Nazi Germany even existed? Nazi Germany was a failed attempt at applying American settler colonialism inside Europe. And that's how the black community words it. Hitler is a wild creature. The Europeans have to finally face the torture that they bring upon black people. Like that's the black perspective on at least on the communist side of things when it comes to like World War II and like how America relates to Nazism. It's not that America is a version of Nazism, it's that Nazism takes I wouldn't say Nazism is a version of Americanism, but it takes notes from it. And they have a certain relationship in that regard, an inspiring one, to say the least. As Hitler had said one time, he called the Slavs the Red Man. And, just like the Americans took the Redskins' land, he will take the Redskins' land. And like that was his commencement. I think that was as they were invading Ukraine at the start of Barbarossa. So like uh, that's where like I would ground my feet and stipulate. That's why I usually focus on the Klan rather than like Nazism. It's the same with like this Trump presidency. Yeah, there's some notes from the Nazis going on there, but I see a hell of a lot more uh like Confederate Democrat shit going on with the Republicans. Like
Yeah.
1860s shit. Like pre-Civil War 1860s shit. Because think about it.
Not
How do Republicans control so much of the House and Senate? What positions do they need to hold that? They got to hold like quite a lot of governorship positions and
Yeah.
federal electoral
Yeah.
positions. So, like, if the
State
Democrats even
houses.
manage to take back some of their blue zones, because they lost a lot of them in the general election, the red zones and the deadlock zones could all just secede from the union. And I don't think that's off the table anymore.
no.
Because, like, if somehow Trump does not get that Epstein stuff to silence, I think he will. I really doubt they're going to just give the Democrats the fucking popular because like Trump won't give them what they want. Fascists are not stupid. Like, and they can hear us all sniggering and pointing and laughing. That's why a lot of them are curtailing and changing their tune. There'll be some of them will be like Vinny on the PBD podcast, where he's like, "I don't care if Trump's a pedophile, release the tapes." A few of them will be like that. And like some of them will get gaslit back into the crew. Others are gonna. I actually watched it in real time on that PBD thing. I was watching the Majority Report cover it, and like motherfucker, right? It just like gets fucking bullied and gaslit by the rest of the crew. Is this? But if let's say worst comes to worst for the Trump lot, Epstein stuff doesn't fade and he crashes. I would put it to it that the far right would rather see the fucking Republicans secede or be threatened with force to do so than they would see a Democrat president take over again. I mean, they tried to coup the country the last time
Yeah.
Trump was gonna get knocked out of office. They were ready to do it the last election, but for some unknown reason, Trump got a massive landslide. I think he was gonna win with the majority anyway, but like it's a peculiarity that Peter Thiel buys a voting machine company, and then Trump gets like the biggest landslide since fucking Reagan. Like, it wasn't
Look
even
that up.
necessarily a close election at that point.
Yeah, I remember that night.
It looked like it in the
I
polls. Looked like she had a chance. She was obliterated. And a lot of it was because she was a black woman. Let's not get that wrong. I mean, Democrats are deflecting when they say that, but they're not wrong. I think we got to be careful where white men who suppose themselves as allies are very quick to take it as, oh, the Democrats are using this to deflect. So I'm going to dismiss the very obvious, deep, dark racism that goes on with this shit. Nah, I ain't about that. Uh, but whilst I agree with a lot of people who say that, like, yeah, the Palestinian situation isn't the actual smoking gun for the election, it added to it. It added a lot to it because a lot of radicals that would have swallowed their fucking teeth and voted Democrat just to not have Nazis come into power lost the will to care. They couldn't care about Nazis coming into power because what the fuck does it matter? Like, we just had the Democrats oversee the Holocaust. Like, Trump is worse, but it's hard to say that to someone who has just seen the Holocaust happen. I mean, Trump is advancing
so
that Holocaust in ways that, like,
yeah.
but it's understanding the kind of alienation that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden has created for the world.
So to go back to that, I mean, his election, he won by 49.8% of the vote as a percentage of the national popular vote. George W. Bush in 2004 won 50.7%. So I wouldn't say going back to Reagan,
No, not
it
about
was like,
percentage. This is a first past the post system. You don't go by percentage. Look at the way that he colored in that map. That's what matters.
oh, you're talking about the states. Yes.
Yeah, I'm on about the general fucking election. It's a first past the post system, so it scales up. So when you elect the states into those directions,
Yeah, the
uh,
electoral
that
college.
then
Yeah,
elects the Republicans into those directions. It's a weird pyramid system. I fucking hate it because y'all guys make it so much more difficult because you guys have an extra fucking step involved.
yeah,
Just disband already. Fuck me. I kind of there's that evil part of me that wants y'all to just have a fucking civil war, so I don't have to deal with the USA anymore. I can deal with whatever the fuck Civil War America will be. I'm sure it won't be much worse than
Yeah.
we have now.
I mean, that's kind of the optimistic take, but like I fear we're not even there now, and
I
you
don't
know,
think Civil War is an optimistic take.
I
that
know
would
that
be like
sounds crazy, but like
nuclear.
right now, the liberals aren't even thinking about that,
I'm
and
not
I don't
about,
mean
it
just
doesn't
them.
matter about the liberals. The right wing will secede, and the liberals are gonna pull the military out if that happens.
Oh, I think they're good. They're already talking about rigging the midterms by taking
I
off
know,
the.
but if they fail to rig and somehow Trump shit goes up, I do not think that the fascists are gonna go, we're gonna lose power a second time. You know, we're gonna
Yeah, I
accept that.
agree. I agree with that completely, but people are still in denial about January 6th and all that.
Doesn't matter. Like, liberals not wanting a civil war won't stop it from happening. They
Yeah.
don't need to be willing to fight for Republicans to take a threat to take over the streets through police brutality. They keep
Yeah,
opening more
and
of them cop cities, you know?
it doesn't matter if they want to fight or not. I mean, they have to react to the material conditions that are going to happen
I'm not saying
regardless. So
I, I'm not saying they're necessarily gonna fight. I'm saying that they're gonna get dragged out into the streets and the shit beaten out of them regardless.
well,
Yeah.
I think that will then promote them to start fighting if that does happen.
Maybe. Or it will promote them into
Things will
secession.
radicalize. You got to think, like, how did the Civil War start? It happened with, well, I mean, it happened with a bunch of states seceding and then those states merging and then a whole bunch of federal courts.
You're missing so much before it. The Civil War started because anti-slavers started to attack slave population holders, you know, like started to attack slavers and liberate their slaves, and that created an economic crisis for the slave industry. And that flamed the flames for then the states' rights debacle to cloud the judgment of people and make it not just a slavery issue and expound it into other issues as the right wing always does. So like that's what I'm getting into is they've done the same stuff here. They've taken a lot of issues that they seem to feel are like the most prying issues of the century, which is like woke mind virus and like critical race theory and black people being allowed to exist. And so like they're creating a similar conspiratorial relationship with those things to how the slaver would represent John Brown in the years before the Civil War.
The whites are Native Americans.
Really?
I think
what was happening before the 1500s?
I think you're getting confused with it.
I don't mind going off on a tangent, but what was happening before the 1500s?
Calm down. I think you're getting.
What was happening before the 1500s?
There was indigenous people here that came here from Asia.
Do you know what indigenous means?
Listen, before
indigenous people can't come from somewhere else.
Why do you ask a question if you're going to interrupt?
I'm not sure if you know what the meaning of indigenous means.
I do know what it means. It means they came here first, right? They came here from Asia by way of land bridge. Have an argument with Neil deGrasse Tyson or anybody else about that. I don't care.
Is he an American?
I genuinely don't care. Yes, he is.
Okay, just checking.
My point is, okay?
Nothing to do with crime. So far, you've agreed with me that these people are
Because you're derailing, dude. I'm trying to stay on track.
You literally sat down and asked me where I'm from. I think you derailed this conversation from the get-go.
I think you got offended by that, but because
I'm
I'm
not offended. I'm just wondering what it has to do with crime.
I'm always curious.
We're going to talk about immigration. Don't worry. Later on, you can come back.
I hope so.
Right now, you're doing a very bad job of making the case that he's not pro-crime.
I just got a round of applause. I could probably get another one actually if I asked for it.
Wow.
So I don't think I'm
doing
as bad.
A round of applause. You sit in a room with 20 people who agree with you. Wow, amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
That must make you feel good.
You know what? I'm actually
20 people who agree with you applauded you.
Emotionally outraged right now. This is great.
I love it.
Do I have to say anything at this point, or are you just going to keep going?
No, please. Make your claim.
Well, my claim is that I don't care if it's pro-crime. You want to go back to the topic of conversation?
That's fine. We agree then. He's pro-crime.
But I have a question for you, though. Do you care on the opposite side of the spectrum?
Yes.
Do you care about law being administered to the opposite side of the spectrum?
I think anyone who assaults a police officer shouldn't be pardoned. I think that Donald Trump shouldn't have pardoned 9 Republican members of Congress who were convicted of crimes, and I don't think Joe Biden should commit. I don't think Democrats should pardon Democrats.
Fair, but I don't think you understand where we are in the U.S. then.
I think I do.
No, because you're arguing from a position of like a U.S. that doesn't exist anymore. Okay. We're headed towards
nihilism. No laws, nothing matters.
It's not about
everyone's pro-crime.
It's not about that. It's that conservatives conservatives for too long have been playing it safe. They've been playing by the law. They've been playing by the law. Yes, they have.
Maybe you missed the Bush presidency. Did you live here during the Bush years?
Conservatives are
didn't play by the law, George W. Bush. Nor did Ronald Reagan.
Let's be respectful, Jude. Let me finish.
I'm not sure you've been that respectful, but okay.
I'm trying to bring it back, so let's both bring it back, okay? I'm conservative, okay?
Really?
Let me tell you this. We do play it too safe. We've been playing it by the book for too long. Okay. At this point, gloves are off, right? The left has made their point. They're willing to do...
The police force in Washington, the left.
Yes. Are you kidding me? The left? Are you insane?
Police officers.
Look at LA right here. You think those stand down? You think
the LAPD are a bunch of liberal Marxists?
No, but I think they listen to liberal Marxists who tell them what to do.
Okay.
I think they listen to who signs their paychecks at the end of the day.
You're doing lots of little diversions. We both agree Donald Trump's pro-crime. You're just fine with it.
No,
that's what you've said so far for about 5 minutes.
I don't agree with your definition.
What's your definition of crime?
It doesn't
stomping on a police officer is not a crime. What's your definition of crime? As the Native American.
I am Native American,
if you say so.
So, going back to the topic at hand, we have different definitions of crime because you're talking about
science classroom.
There's a criminal code in this country. It's called the U.S. Criminal Code.
You know what? Let's focus on what we agree on. I'm sure you and I actually agree on a lot more.
Do we agree that people shouldn't stomp on police officers' heads? Can we agree on that? If you don't agree on that, then I really think this conversation is kind of
no, because first of all, you're saying what? That the police have the authority, that they're given the authority. I don't accept the authority that's been given by liberal
conservative position. I'm a conservative pro-police.
Then you don't know what a real... Hey, listen, you're in a room with juggernauts right now, okay? I'm telling you right now, you are going to be blown open if you think that my
if we're going to struggle with the English language for the next couple of hours, then
what you're up against right now, okay?
100%.
Yeah. Newsflash. The conservatives are liberal to me, okay? Neocons, the libertarians, all those mainstream people, they might as well be leftists to me, okay? That's how far to the right I am. Do you understand my position?
So when you say,
about obeying police, why would I give the authority to police? Do you know here in America?
Do you think Donald Trump should be pardoning 9 members of Congress who committed financial crimes? Are you pro-financial crime? Do you pro-financial crime?
Do you know who Thomas Timbo is?
Oh no, he's gonna hold smash.
Voted you out.
All right, head back to your seat. You've been voted out by the majority.
He's gonna hold smash.
Nice to meet you. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hey. So I'm going to be as respectful about this as possible, but the truth is your claim is completely bad faith. You do not care about being anti-crime. You yourself are pro-crime. Your side is pro-crime because you're a progressive.
How am I pro-crime?
So I'll give you an example, right? So your side, not Donald Trump, has passed a series of laws in California. Let's go with California. It's where we are right now. It's where I'm from. I don't know. Are you from California?
No.
Or okay. So in California, for example, the state legislature, completely progressive, just passed a law that limits sex offender registration to 10 years. It was life before. That's pro-crime. The legislature in California, which is progressives again, has passed a law that says the voter-induced 3-strike law is no longer absolute. If someone murders someone, stabs someone on 3 separate occasions, a judge now does not have to give them life. That's a progressive law. That is not. That is pro-crime. You support that, don't you?
I actually don't support sex offenders coming off a list. I think they should be on for life.
Okay, so you disagree with progressives.
So hold on.
Maybe
you and I both agree that sex offending is a bad thing, especially child sex offending, right?
It seems like you and I agree on that.
I agree on that.
The legislature of California doesn't.
So I'm not here to debate the legislature of California. I'm here to debate Donald Trump being pro-crime.
And
I'm saying that Donald Trump was friends with Ghislaine Maxwell. When Ghislaine Maxwell, who's the worst child sex trafficker of our lifetime, she's serving over 20 years. Do you know Ghislaine Maxwell?
Yeah, she's actually not. Jeffrey Epstein's the worst sex trafficker.
He's dead. I'm talking about people who are alive right now.
It's interesting though you didn't use his name, right? Wouldn't he be the one who did this?
Oh, great. I'm glad you brought up Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein, before he died, did an interview with Michael Wolff. He's on tape. I don't know if you heard the tape. He says, my closest friend was Donald Trump. I was his closest friend. Elon Musk, I'm not sure if you've heard of him, he tweeted recently that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files. Yes. And Ghislaine Maxwell, who was the right-hand woman of Jeffrey Epstein, when she was on trial for child sex offending, which you and I are opposed to, Donald Trump stood up and said, good luck to her, I wish her well. So yeah, that makes him pro-crime and pro-criminal if he's being soft on child sex traffickers like Epstein.
He's clearly
saying he was friends. He was friends with Epstein. You haven't seen the videos? They danced together, partied together. Epstein said I was his closest friend.
He's not supported the pedophilia part. The only people supporting pedophilia
that's not true. Trump gave a speech about 20 years ago where he said Epstein's a great guy. He loves young women. A lot of them are very young. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, laugh, laugh. So yeah, I think he's pro-crime and pro-criminal.
There's also the fucking birthday card. Like the fucking birthday card where he's like, well, you know, we've got a secret and you know it. I know it. We love it lots. It's good to be a bit enigmatic sometimes. And it's like really obvious that he's on about like fucking with like underage teens and shit like that. It's so fucking freaky.
Yeah, I mean, he also raped a teenage girl with Epstein in the 90s, but
Yeah, I mean, that was where we recruited one of the gals on Mar-a-Lago. There's also just like all the shit he's done in like changing rooms with like 15-year-olds and stuff. I mean, he's done the stuff with adults too. It's just, you know, much more explicit when you bring up the 15-year-old stuff.
He's soft on sex offenders.
Do you have any friends who are criminals?
Not that I know of. Certainly not child sex offenders. No, do you?
Valley guys are like actually worse than Valley girls.
If it came, no, of course not.
Okay, so we're both in agreement again.
If it came out tomorrow that one of your friends is a child sex trafficker,
you know what I'd do?
You'd stop being friends with them.
Yes, and I wouldn't say,
and then I'd go on TV and I would say, "Oh, look, Mr. Hassan was friends with this guy 10 years ago. Therefore, he's pro-child sex trafficking."
What if Mr. Hassan said, I wish them well when they're on trial? Wouldn't you ever go at me for that?
You wish your friend well on trial?
Yeah, child sex trafficker. Would you be mad?
I wouldn't wish someone well, but that's
Donald
your
Trump
gotcha.
did.
That's your gotcha.
It's a pretty big gotcha.
He wished a friend well.
Pretty big gotcha.
Okay,
he praised the
what you're really
woman
trying
for
to do
child
right now is you're trying to get back to Donald Trump on a personal level.
Elon Musk says his name.
What's his policy?
Oh, you want to talk policies?
Yes.
So when he left office in 2020, he left behind the highest murder rate for over 100 years.
He left behind the highest murder.
Yes.
That is the most bad faith claim you could possibly make.
It's a fact from the CDC data.
You know what? Here's why it's bad faith.
Can I finish a sentence and then you can come back in?
You're just lying to people. Donald Trump.
I'm lying? Can I finish the sentence?
Donald Trump does not cause the murder rate. Murder is a state level crime.
That's hilarious.
Gavin Newsom is more responsible for the murder rate than Donald Trump is.
That's hilarious. So Donald Trump's not responsible for murder rate, but other politicians who are Democrats.
Yes, because it's a state level law. That's like saying I'll say Republicans are too. State governors who are soft on crime are the ones that are responsible for murder rates.
Let me finish a sentence.
The fuck is he like? Madam is just doing what's the fucking thing called? He's gish galloping like nonsense. All fucking American politicians are pretty easy on crime and tough on crime at the same time. Like they do both. They're tough on some crime and easy on others. Like my God, you take this one brush approach towards everything, and everyone is just a fucking piece of shit. Like, I don't know, maybe we should decipher, like, which is the shittier behavior and, like, what's really fucking people over more. People in California shoplifting or oil corporations fucking ransacking the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like this is some bad faith shit right here.
Oh, of course
Like
it is. These guys
this
are
from
fascists.
yeah, I mean it's all bad faith. But you know, it's like do you got any friends who committed crimes? It's like I was into an argument with somebody because they were promoting Beau of the Fifth Column, his wife. You know about Beau of the Fifth Column, right?
Yes.
He was a guy who was involved in human trafficking of I believe that they were Eastern European girls to hotels in Florida, and then he lied about it and said, "Oh, I was actually doing refugees of Jewish people from Central Asia or something like that." It's like, just we have you in the Florida documents, dude. You're just bullshitting. And then he did like this weird pro-Modi fascist like thing that he did while claiming that he's like this progressive anti-Trump force. It's really bizarre. But basically, you know, I was having somebody saying like, "Oh, we should rehabilitate him. He did his crime," and you know, it's like, no, he very explicitly got rich off of Patreon running himself as an anti-Trump progressive. And I don't think like his Patreon at least for his wife, is like at like 9,000 subscribers or something like that. I don't think that they should be rehabilitated. I don't know. I'm not friends with too many people who have been convicted of human trafficking for God only knows what.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, a lot of people can certainly change, but capitalism doesn't let like a lot of like average people grow very much in prisons. I really doubt an elite level sex trafficker has just like had an epiphany and decided, you know what, like actually, I've been too much of a player on this world, and I gotta take my bow, and I gotta fucking show a bit more respect, you know? Like I just don't like trafficking is a really obviously bad thing. Like I think at the point where the person is screaming and crying and wants to get the fuck away from you is should be enough for your brain to go, wait, am I doing something evil?
Yeah. I remember
Crazy.
there was a really dark scene in the second season of The Wire where these like Eastern European peoples are getting off the boat in like they're trafficking them from, I think it was the Greeks doing it, the Greek mafia in Baltimore, and they open up one of the containers and they're all dead because they didn't have air holes in for them. It was really dark.
Yeah, fuck
Donald Trump left office in 2020. Between 2019 and 2020, according to data from the CDC, from the FBI, from Pew Research, there's a 30% increase in the murder rate between 2019 and 2020. It was the single biggest jump in the murder rate since 1905. So he's pro-crime and pro-criminal.
Who's doing the murdering?
The murderers.
So aren't they responsible
but why
for the
did
murder
it go
rate?
up on his watch?
What?
Why did it go up on his watch?
Gee,
He's
that's a real hard.
He's very bad at fighting crime.
That's a real hard one to figure out, right? We shut down the whole economy during COVID. We told everyone they couldn't go out unless it was to violently protest. We told people that if a cop tries to arrest you, that cop's probably going to get charged with murder.
No, I think the pandemic had a lot to do with it. But the pandemic didn't finish in 2020.
What?
The pandemic didn't finish in 2020.
But you asked why the murder rate went up.
If we're going to play the what about game,
because of
you
all
guys
these
blame Joe
factors.
Biden for crime for years.
What Joe Biden actively induces policies that are pro-crime. I'm asking
So
you
does
for
Donald Trump. Okay.
Name the policy
I'll
that's
name one right
pro-crime.
now. I'll name
Please,
one right
I've
now.
asked you for like 10 minutes.
I'll name one
Please
right
do
now.
that.
No, you haven't actually. You talked about
Some-
California legislatures. He pardoned violent criminals who then went on to commit other crimes. You don't think releasing violent crimes into the
pardon is
community?
a one-time thing. What's his policy he has pushed? Name a law he has signed.
A pardon
What
is a
law has he
one-time
signed?
thing. Is a policy is not one-time thing.
That's like Jimmy Carter pardoned the draft.
You guys
No,
may want to dodge January 6th, the pardons.
I'm not dodging that.
Then
Jimmy
deal with
Carter,
it. Did you agree with
I'm
them?
gonna right now.
Do you agree with
Jimmy
them?
Carter
Do you
pardoned
agree with
draft
the pardons?
dodgers. Does that mean his policy was
I don't
no one
support
has to...
Jimmy Carter. Do you support the pardoning of people who went on to be prosecuted for sexually abusing a 7-year-old child, illegal gun possession, reckless homicide?
Now, see,
These are people
there's
who
more
released.
bad faith. See,
These are
there's
people
more
who
bad
released
faith.
from
He
prison.
didn't pardon someone for sexually abusing a
No, but
child.
they went on to be
pardoned
convicted
someone
of it.
for
So
rebelling
that's
against a government that they believed had rigged elections. That's what he pardoned them for. He didn't pardon them for sexual child abuse.
But they were criminals who committed those crimes. He let them out, so that means the crime rate goes up.
So you say they're criminals because they did the crime, right?
Yeah.
Would you extend that to illegal immigrants, that they're all criminals because they committed a crime? I have a feeling your position
the Supreme Court, we're going to talk about immigration.
Someone who's illegally entered the United States, not a criminal, but somebody
not
who
according to the
illegally
Supreme
entered the
Court.
Capitol
Not
is.
according to the Supreme Court of the United States.
The Supreme Court has said that anyone who enters the United States illegally
Supreme
is not a
Court,
criminal.
and we can jump to
Can I get
future
the case
claims.
site? Can I get the case site?
We can jump to 20. You want to get the case?
The case site, please. You said the Supreme Court
The
said,
citation of the case.
Yes, that entering the United States illegally is not a crime.
It's called Arizona versus United States 2012. Go look it up.
Pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Man, this guy's a little dorky fucking folder.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you doing, sir?
Nice to meet you, Mehdi.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you.
the hell
I really
was that
just
guy
more
with
want to get
the
an understanding.
hat?
When you say pro-criminal, what do you mean?
No, that's a special.
I mean that
feature.
when confronted
We'll
with
get
people
to
who've
that
committed
guy.
criminal acts,
He's
Donald Trump has been
grand
soft on.
wizard,
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you doing, sir?
Nice to meet you, Mehdi.
That's
Thanks for
grand
coming. I
wizard.
appreciate you.
We'll see him
I really
soon.
just more want to get an understanding. When
he
you
will cast magic spells and everything. Like I'm telling you, like man's like an actual like oh fuck I pressed back.
The
Man's
entering the United States
like,
illegally is not
so much a grand wizard of the KKK, but I mean like because I don't think they'd let him join because he's like.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say that he's like whiter than the whites. He's that white that the whites in America won't consider him white. I don't. That might be a bit of a spoiler.
Rebelling against the government because somebody
I appreciate
He got voted out.
Hey, how's it going?
Like
How are you, sir?
Nice to meet you, Mehdi.
IBM.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. I really just more want to get an understanding. When you say pro-criminal, what do you mean?
I mean that when confronted with people who've committed criminal acts, Donald Trump has been either soft on them, friendly with them, pardoned them, and of course, let's not forget, I mean, we've got 5 minutes left, I'm surprised it hasn't come up earlier, he's a convicted criminal himself sitting in the White House.
Okay, I want to make sure I
34
understand you correctly, because
Yes.
I don't want to strawman you.
No,
You're saying
I appreciate that.
every time that he's been confronted...
Not every time. I didn't
Most
say the
times.
words every time.
Most times.
A lot of the time.
A lot of the times.
Yes.
He's leaned towards criminal activity.
I didn't say criminal activity. He has committed crimes.
Endorsed criminal.
He's been indicted for 88 different criminal offenses in 4 different jurisdictions by 5 different grand juries. He was convicted himself on 34 different criminal offenses by a jury of his peers.
Okay.
But let's park that for a moment.
Okay.
Separate to his own crimes, when
Right.
confronted with the crimes of others, or the alleged crimes of others, for example, a Chinese crypto billionaire called
right.
Justin Sun, who was being investigated for market manipulation, Trump dropped the case, invited him to the golf course,
Right, I get
invited
it.
him
So
to the White House,
plenty of examples,
and the guy
plenty of
invested
examples.
$70 million in Trump's
Okay,
cryptocurrency.
so what I want to ask you
That's
this.
pro-crime in my
so
view.
Is it possible, because remember, the burden of proof's on you, right? You have to prove. Is it possible that all these things that he's done that supposedly make him pro-crime, is there's another reason for the doing it? There's other justification. For example, let me give you an example, and then you can rebut it. The J6.
Yes.
Is it possible that he could have done this to unite the country, to move past, to go to a new chapter? If it's even possible, I think you would have to admit that there's another possibility.
You know what? Like, there's a big conversation here regarding like how like this is how a lot of Chicanos and Latinos like got caught up in voting for Trump 2016 and especially in 2020. It's kind of mad to see it happening again in 2024, but like, you know, we can always take the Kurdish approach towards politics. Keep trying at the same collaboration with a power you know doesn't necessarily care about you and lie to yourself that they do the whole time. But like, yeah, this is like a perspective that I know some people who formerly had it in the Brown Berets, which is a Chicano nationalist organization. Um, and like you know, this guy's the living embodiment of it, and it's this like fucking like weird mentality where like they have this almost like hopeful zeal. It's kind of like the hopeful zeal that like black Republicans had in the like 1920s or even like 1880s for like the possibility of integration and all that sort of like shit that probably wouldn't have actually have been very beneficial for the community because like racism would have just genocided a lot of their culture if they were accepted into assimilation. I mean, obviously, there's the romantic idea of a possible assimilation that's not genocidal like that, but we don't live in that romanticization. That make believe, like the dream world. uh, but like, it's kind of like that, but more reactionary. Like, they'll just turn around. Because, like, with the black Republicans, they are still, like, pretty progressive throughout, like, the entirety of existence. There was some kooky, Nation of Islam type, more fucking conservatives. But, like, even some of the conservatives, you go look at, like, MLK. MLK's a more fucking conservative. And at first, I know he eventually becomes a communist. But, like, he's originally a conservative Christian socialist. He's always been a bit of a revolutionary, a liberation theologist. But like, Mandam's always been on the sort of level of like, first he tried his hardest to push for a kind of integration politics, actually to the point that he nearly lost some of his movement. He got set up by Kennedy to push some of his older integration shit with the "I Have a Dream" speech, and it actually caused like half the movement to fucking like lose faith in him for a little bit, and he had to rebuild his credulity. There's reasons why white people fetishize that speech. That speech was pressured out of MLK for a point of great unity amongst the peoples that was offered by Kennedy. Instead, the police were deployed on the environment there. And the speech itself was calling for, kumbaya, kumbaya, like the black fucking Holocaust was like there were gas chambers gassing black people at the time of that speech somewhere in America. Just to put it in perspective. Like, the camps were not just concentration camps, they were death camps. I mean, fuck, you still got death's row. Normal thing to have in a healthy, bussin' society. Well, I guess bussin' in a certain sense, because fucking
Therefore, he's not-
segregation. And like, fucking... and segregation has increased 81% since 1991. Or 87%, sorry, since 1991.
You want to see the cringe? I saw one of the cringiest pro-Trump flags I've ever seen. I'm not even joking. It literally says, Wu-Tang Clan for Trump. What? What the fuck is this shit?
There are a lot of people who go down the fascist road because the problem is, like, Pac's got this problem, I all got this problem, because they're not grounded in, like, solid left-wing politics like you see with, like, low-key and Immortal Technique. So many people come out thinking like fascists, and it's why, like, you'll surprise people, like, to the point that they will not believe you. Like, and I don't mean like, oh my god, I can't believe it, and then eventually believe you. I mean, gaslight you endlessly and get aggressive, not believe you, on things like Tupac being a fucking member of the Young Communist League and things like that. Because, like, nah, ain't that. Because, like, that guy can't be, like, a fucking leftist. It's gotta be, like, a punk-ass
Yeah.
misogynist, like, fucking street gangster bad boy, making all the dosh, And there is a thing with that where, like, you're so trapped in your, like, shitty-ass, useless life that, like, some idea that you're gonna trap your way out there, it gets a lot of lumpens thinking in a sort of, like, individualistic way sometimes. Especially lumpen exploiters, more so than like lumpen proletarians. And it's something though that the ambitious and the lumpen proletariat latch onto really bad. And it makes them easy people to attract towards fascism, and that is where you will get the use of, like, the more misogynistic gangster rap from the fucking 80s and the 90s with, like, and the 2000s, with, like, Wu-Tang Clan and things like that. They can turn this anti-capitalist rap into fascist rap. Because Wu-Tang Clan, I mean, they never really, like, focused on anti-capitalism per se. They just spoke about street shit, and if it was anti-capitalist, it was anti-capitalist. So they're not very ideologically, like, wrung out. Like, low-key, I was playing before we started. Low-key's still speaking the language of the street, but, like, man's got the vocabulary of an anarchist. I wonder why. He's an anarchist. Let's keep going.
Pro-crime, at least in possibility.
So let me agree and disagree.
Yep, okay.
So I agree with you that the intent could be different. I don't think Donald Trump was sitting there saying, how can I increase the level of murders? Let me release some murderers.
Right.
I'm not saying he did that on January 6th. I don't think he was trying to unite the country. That's where we disagree. That's bullshit. In fact, he divided the country further. But intent doesn't really matter to my claim. If he's releasing violent criminals,
wait.
it doesn't
Intent
matter.
doesn't matter?
No, he's pro-crime and pro-criminal.
No, but that's a big indictment to say pro-crime. That means
if I'm
he's
confronted,
for crime.
I'm confronted. Well, he is, because I gave an example.
No. It could
Can I
be
finish?
possible.
I didn't
Okay, sorry.
interrupt you.
Forgive me. Yep.
Your friend earlier, your ally, said, where has he done stuff that's increased the crime rate? I'm telling you, people have been pardoned who have been convicted on multiple other crimes. These people who we pardoned had previous criminal records. They were not just some folks chilling around and go, we're against to take over our country, we're opposed to rebellion. A lot of these people were already hardened criminals, militia members. He looked at those people and said, you know what? They've been convicted, in many cases, by Republican judges, but I'm going to let them out. Yeah, that makes
Can I
you
ask you a question?
pro-criminal.
Is it possible?
Very
Again,
much so.
all I'm trying to-
And if Joe Biden had done it, you'd be attacking him.
Sure. Is it possible that their conviction was part of a plea? It's like, oh shit, I can't get out of this, so I got to take a plea deal.
Some of them, maybe.
A lot of them, maybe?
Others we saw with our own lying eyes on tape, battering police officers.
So I want to eventually...
Did you watch live on January 6th? What happened?
To be completely honest, I'm pretty novice on this. Okay. I'm more trying to target, you're saying he's pro-crime, and in my head,
I'm
just
saying,
thinking this logically, let me finish, if I can finish for 1 second. If thinking this, there's a possibility that he might have had other reasons, for example, unifying the country, next chapter, right? That could be the reason. Therefore, it's not pro-crime. Unifying the country, next chapter, right? That could be the reason. Therefore, it's not pro-crime. There was other reasons. I'm just saying that's a possibility. And if that's
I'm saying it's a possibility, but I'm saying it's irrelevant, because if you're knowingly releasing violent criminals out into the community, pardoning, not just releasing, then yes, you are being pro-criminal. And I've interviewed police officers.
I don't know about that case,
I've interviewed police officers who have been assaulted, beaten, had to retire from the police office, broken bones.
Can I move really
Let me
quick
say this. I'll finish very quickly. I've interviewed these police officers. They've been beaten by people who they've then seen walk off the streets and then carry on threatening them. Yes, when Donald Trump is responsible for that, you're definitely pro-crime.
Okay, I doubt a lot of the sources, but...
You doubt police officers who testified to being assaulted?
You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Thanks.
Voted off the island.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Nice to meet you, Mehdi.
So you claim that, your main claim is that Trump pardoned some people from January 6th. By the way, I was there. I saw it all firsthand. About a football field away. There's smoke in my eyes. Bloodied. It was a crazy day.
Were you convicted of any crimes?
No, of course not, because I didn't enter the building. Stay very peaceful. But your entire claim is that he pardoned.
That's not my entire claim.
Your bet's basically you keep bringing it up. All you do is bring it up.
Okay, I'll mention some other people.
Let me say this.
Are you okay with his pardoning of Paul Walchak, who stole money from his employees?
You keep talking about
9
partying.
former members of Congress. That's my claim. He keeps pardoning criminals. That makes him.
You know who else pardoned a big criminal?
Go on.
Hunter Biden was pardoned by his father. He did crack cocaine, and he had hookers there too.
I'm with you all.
But then why don't you claim that Biden? Why don't you claim that Biden?
I think Joe Biden in that instance was pro-crime. He shouldn't have done it.
Well,
he
so
shouldn't
he was
have done it.
overall pro-crime just because he did that.
No, but Joe Biden didn't just. So if it was just a pardon, then you'd be fine. But I already mentioned there's also the fact that Joe Biden wasn't actually a convicted criminal in office. Trump has committed crimes. Trump hangs around with criminals. He spent much of the 80s hanging around with the New York mob. He hung around with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell.
Well, that whole that's.
I can keep going.
Jeffrey Epstein lived in West Palm Beach, the area, and that's the that's.
Trump to work with the mafia on certain construction jobs that involve unions, supply and contracting companies that were under mob control.
I can keep going.
Jeffrey Epstein lived in West Palm Beach, the area, and that's the closest golf course you can go to.
Do you think?
And he's very,
do you think
very
Donald
rich,
Trump is in the Epstein files?
So he paid.
Do you think Donald Trump is in the Epstein files?
As soon as Trump found out,
do you think Donald Trump is in the Epstein files?
No, I do not. And
is Elon Musk lying?
Let me explain this. Okay. He lived in the area in Mar-a-Lago, near Mar-a-Lago, so he bought obviously a ticket to go in there. Yep. As soon as Trump found out that Epstein had done all those bad things, immediate ban from Mar-a-Lago.
True, but okay.
Immediate ban from Mar-a-Lago. Yes, it is.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. 100%.
In fact, Ghislaine Maxwell recruited some of the girls that were abused from Mar-a-Lago.
So listen to this.
From Mar-a-Lago. That's pretty outrageous, right?
Elon Musk tweeted that out in a fit of rage, okay? Do you really
sometimes
think,
people tell the truth when they're angry.
Do you really
the
think,
truth comes out when people are angry sometimes.
So
we might see that today.
Kash Patel literally said that Elon Musk had no access to the Epstein files. So,
Kash Patel said that Epstein killed himself. Do you agree with that?
Whatever he says goes then. Yeah, I don't care.
You do?
He knows more information than I do.
A lot of MAGA people are upset.
He knows more information than I do. But here's the actual.
This guy is he's not really saying much. He keeps just exacerbating that Trump is not pro-crime. Actually, the Democrats do crime, and I'm like, I mean, the Democrats, if anything, are the ones who they're pro corporate crime for sure, but if anyone has like overhauled the police force in the last 25 years, it has been Democrats. Like, I mean, Department of Homeland Security is a Republican thing, but the Democrats were just like, oh, we're just going to advance this and then fully integrate it in our law structure. Wonderful.
He knows more information than I do.
A lot of MAGA people are upset.
He knows
with
more
Kash Patel
information than I
for
do.
saying
But here's the actual claim.
Suddenly people are trying to vote you out because you said you agree with Kash Patel on Epstein.
He knows more
All
information
right,
than I do.
Pause. That's time. Please return to your seat.
Good to meet you.
Yeah.
Take care.
Surrounded is now a podcast, available wherever you listen. Search Surrounded, plug in.
Defying the Constitution.
These are some
Nice to meet you, sir. Mehdi, lovely to meet you.
So I would say that with Trump being anti-constitution, I don't really care, to be quite frankly, because in regards to the Constitution, the Constitution is a document. In regards to the Constitution is a document that should seek to serve us. And when it fails to seek to serve us, that can be amended. Laws can be changed. And quite frankly, the fact is, we're defending things in this country that shouldn't be defended. The First Amendment should not defend pornography and making children and women be victimized. Making women and children be victimized as a result of that. I think things like blasphemy shouldn't be allowed per the First Amendment. I think that, quite frankly, there are a lot of legal processes that are enabling criminals and bad people to fully enact their will in this country in the name of the Constitution or following the Constitution. So, quite frankly, if Trump is anti-Constitution, good, and I think he should go further.
So this is wonderfully revealing of the modern conservative mindset. So I appreciate you spelling it out so openly. Just checking, do you support the Second Amendment?
I do.
Okay, surprise! I was shocked to hear that. I'm saying that Donald Trump is defying the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the 14th Amendment. He's thinking of defying the 12th and 22nd Amendments. You're saying you don't care about the Constitution, but actually you do because you quite like the Second Amendment. You just don't like the bits that you disagree with. Can I just be clear on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm more than willing to amend it and include
whenever
the
it's in
Second
your
Amendment.
favor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So can Democrats do the same when they're in office?
No, absolutely not. Because
so you don't
it's the
believe in
friend enemy.
democracy?
No, I don't. Absolutely not.
What do you believe in?
Autocracy.
By who?
Honestly, quite frankly, anyone who is in line with Catholic teaching.
Donald Trump is not Catholic.
Of course, he's not. I completely agree, and that's part of the problem.
You don't support Trump?
No, I don't. I didn't even vote for him. I wrote in like John Pork or someone. I can't even remember.
Why did you vote?
Someone's saying the stream is down. I don't get
But in mindset, so I appreciate you spelling it out so openly. Just checking, do you support the Second Amendment?
I do.
Okay, surprise! I was shocked to hear that. I'm saying that Donald Trump is defying the First Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, the 14th Amendment. He's thinking of defying the 12th and 22nd Amendments. You're saying you don't care about the Constitution, but actually you do because you quite like the Second Amendment. You just don't like the bits that you disagree with. Can I just be clear on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm more than willing to amend it and include
whenever
the
it's in
Second
your
Amendment.
favor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So can Democrats do the same when they're in office?
No, absolutely not. Because
so you don't
it's the
believe
friend
in
enemy.
democracy?
No, I don't. Absolutely not.
What do you believe in?
It's still
Autocracy.
Yeah,
By
it
who?
is.
Honestly, quite frankly.
So it's still up for you as well?
Yeah, there's only like a 3-second delay. That's it.
No, I don't know why they're saying stream suspended for policy violations. Refresh your page. Like, what the fuck they all about? Because, like, the delay is not my problem. It's whether the thing is even showing. And why is it a fucking stop motion picture? Was it like this the whole time? The old names for Netherlands.
Sorry, your parents are from India, so.
Oh my god, it's been like this the whole fucking time. Ah. What, it's smooth video? Because it's not smooth video for me. Because I'm not on about whether it's sound. Or are you on about on Discord? Like, on YouTube, is it smooth video? That's my problem. Because if it's a stop motion, then it ain't fine. I have refreshed the fucking page. I know the stream is here. I'm asking if it's smooth fucking video. You can use your microphone.
It seems to be stop motion.
There we go. That's what I'm asking. Then it's not fine. Ah, fuck's sake. Video settings. Why is the stream so fucking crap? Yeah, let's fucking stream with smooth fucking video. Okay. Oh, is it actually smooth video? Seems so. There's a fucking delay. Okay. Yeah, the video seems smooth. Right then. Share that link now.
What do you believe in?
Autocracy.
By who?
Honestly, quite frankly, anyone who is in line with Catholic teaching.
Donald Trump is not Catholic.
Of course, he's not. I completely agree, and that's part of the problem.
Trump? You don't support Trump?
No, I don't. I didn't even vote for him. I wrote in like John Pork or someone. I can't even remember.
Why did you vote if you don't believe in democracy and you want autocracy?
Well, because quite frankly, I voted. I kind of voted just to.
I came with this argument, but I'm bored of my own argument. I'm much more interested in this. So
yeah, absolutely.
How do we get to an autocracy?
I think, quite frankly, that if we are able to enact local leaders.
Who is the we, by the way?
I think, quite frankly, these far-right conservatives sitting right around
White
me.
people?
Yeah.
No
Absolutely.
brown people. So,
well,
some
actually,
of you guys,
I have quite.
some of the people in this room don't make the cut from what I can see visually.
Actually,
Okay.
hold on for a moment. I do think that there are people who happen to not be white who do actually have history in this country and have roots in this country. For instance, from the Mexican-American War, we subsumed a lot of territory of people who have far stakes in this country who happen to be Hispanic or what have you. I'm for defending the traditional demographics of this country, which is majority white.
So
and it should stay that
How
way.
does the United States... I mean, we've gone so off topic, but how does the United States look like under you? Sorry, what's your name?
My name is, my name's Connor. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Took a little bit of a doubt there.
Oh, well, I use a pseudonym online.
Fair enough.
But
Connor,
fair enough.
How would Connor's America look? What would it look like?
Well, quite frankly, I think we would deport people who shouldn't be here.
No, I didn't ask about deporting. What does the government look like?
What does the government look like?
Yeah.
I would say, quite frankly, it's under a sort of benevolent leader, such as
Where does he
Franco.
come from?
It could be a kind of aristocratic class. Could be someone
who picks the autocrat?
So this is the thing that I really wanted me to show this, as well as the guy who first came on, and you can see Hat Boy there, him, because the confidence of these people to be openly fascist in our times as they are, no euphemism. No. What?
Language.
Can you give more context than just I saw this? Like, fuck me. If you're gonna use text, use context.
It's the YouTube stream. That's
I
what
get
came
it, but like, are you on about the one I've just started or the other one? Are you on about the one I just started or the one I fucking finished?
The one you started?
The second one.
Yes. I think.
Fucking God.
Yeah, it's doing that on my end now, but it wasn't doing that 30 seconds ago. And yeah, I clicked out of it, re-clicked on it.
Guys are like fucking technologically numb sometimes. Like, I'm not starting it again. I can't be asked.